Hello everyone. Good evening and welcome back to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 and we have our yet another session on rapid fire questions. We are going to have the most important kind of question, the most frequently seen one rather, the highest weightage given to it, inference based questions. So I hope everyone can hear and see me clearly. Good evening. Yes, audible. All right. अच्छा पहले ये बताओ how are your studies going on? Are you working very hard? Good evening. मेहनत कर रहे हो है ना? उतनी कर रहे हो कि बिल्कुल लास्ट तक by the end of the day that you're exhausted. बिल्कुल थक जाते हो, माइंड बिल्कुल ब्लैंक हो जाता है. You're unable to process what everyone is saying. This is the time when your hard work has to be to that level. शुभराज टोन ऑफ द ऑथर के तो कितने सेशन दिए मैंने लास्ट 2 मंथ्स में यूट्यूब पे भी रैपिड फायर भी आएगा ओके हाँ सो अल्टीमेटली जरूरी है यश ये वाला स्ट्रेस जरूरी है सी आई रीटरेट आपकी मेहनत योर हार्ड वर्क एवरी सिंगल डे हैज टू रीच दैट लेवल that by the end of the day when you go off to sleep one in your dreams आपके दिमाग में जीके के क्वेश्चंस मैथ्स के नंबर्स ऐसे घूमने चाहिए कि एग्जामिनेशन जैसे कल है आपका टू that you're so exhausted that you probably don't even want to speak to anyone आपको इतना एग्जॉस्ट करना है अपने आप को इतना हार्डवर्क करना है राइट बिकॉज वी आर इक्वली एग्जॉस्टेड बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे मेरे दिमाग में इन्फरेंस बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस चलते हैं क्योंकि आई एम मेकिंग देम राइट आपके दिमाग में भी ऐसा होना चाहिए so that kind of stress is good. So let's start with the agenda of the session. We've had some rapid fires on various kinds of questions. We're going to be doing inference-based questions today. I have some tiny, small paragraph like 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines के paragraphs. छोटा है paragraph तो easy होता है infer करना है ना? So we'll start off with smaller ones and gradually हम length increase करेंगे paragraphs की. Let's start with our agenda, solving as many questions as possible within half an hour on inference. But before that, tomorrow we have our All India second open mocks analysis happening. Remember, this is not a paper solving session. Paper आपने solve कर लिया है. Solutions आपके पास में written भी है, video भी है. It's not a paper solving session. It's an analysis session. How you could have scored better in the mock. You can apply that technique to the next mock and can score better. So make sure you watch us live tomorrow. The session starts at 3 p.m. I shall see you live. All of us, we shall see you live. All right, on our YouTube channel as well as our app as well simultaneously. Question number 1, everyone. Read the page and send me a अच्छा एक मिनट एक क्वेश्चन है मेरे पास में सब घूमता रहता है कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हाँ ऐसा ही होना चाहिए एब्सोल्युटली नहीं नॉट सेटिस्फैक्शन एब्सोल्युटली नॉट आलोक इफ यू स्लीप विद सेटिस्फैक्शन मतलब आपने उतना नहीं किया जितना आप में कैपेसिटी थी आपको और पुश करना अपने आप को मोर देन दैट नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद योर परफॉर्मेंस वर्किंग हार्डर एवरी सिंगल डे क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 read the page and send me an answer. I just have one simple question, inference based, across every passage that I gave you. कोई बात नहीं है धन्या B D C D बहुत सारे आंसर्स आ गए। तो सबसे पहली चीज, द ट्रिक इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट आर वी सपोज टू फाइंड, व्हाट कैन बी इन्फर्ड और व्हाट कैन नॉट बी इन्फर्ड। बच्चे ये चीज आप इतने टाइम से इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस मॉक्स में देख रहे हैं, इफ यू स्टिल अनएबल टू फिगर आउट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली आर यू सपोज टू फाइंड, आई हैव टॉट दैट in the classes as well, we've discussed that multiple times, I'll discuss that yet again with you. You better don't make the silly mistake of not understanding what you're supposed to find. मैंने आपको क्या सिखाया था मैथ्स में, जैसे फॉर्मूलाज वर्क करते हैं, प्लस प्लस इज इक्वल टू प्लस, ठीक है, माइनस माइनस इज इक्वल टू प्लस, प्लस माइनस इज इक्वल टू माइनस, है ना। यहां क्या है, plus minus. What are you supposed to find? Plus minus is equal to minus. That means which of the following is cannot be inferred from the passage. I have to find the negative one. Cannot be inferred. अगर यहां होता none of the following, तो ये होता minus minus. आपको पता करना होता which of the following can be inferred, because वो प्लस होता रिजल्ट, माइनस माइनस का रिजल्ट प्लस है, ठीक है। सो यहां आपको ढूंढना है विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कैन नॉट बी इन्फर्ड, ठीक है। चलिए अब ए, पहले पैराग्राफ समझते हैं, व्हाट इज द पैराग्राफ सेइंग, ठीक है। हर एक ट्राइब दे शुड डेवलप देयर ओन कल्चर, बिकॉज आवर कंट्री इज सो डाइवर्स, एवरी ट्राइब contributes in their own manner. When you expect the tribe to be into a homogeneous mixture, be like everyone else, you're actually doing a crime. It is unnecessary to do that. You can't expect them to change themselves to be like everyone else, because every tribe is unique and their culture should be preserved. Okay? To do so, if we change them, right? If we change them to be like everyone else, we will rob them of their rural and pastoral life and its colors and stimulating diversity. Basically, in a nutshell, somebody said, "मैम pastoral life समझ में नहीं आया, skip कर दो ना। Overall, ये तो समझ में आ रहा है कि आप उनको अगर सबके जैसा बनाओगे तो आप diversity को खत्म कर रहे हो। किसी भी तरीके से आपने रूरली चेंज किया, पेस्टोरली चेंज किया, कलर्स में चेंज किया, इवेंचुअली आप डाइवर्सिटी कंट्री में उतनी कम कर रहे हो, आप होमोजेनियस बना रहे हो मिक्सचर, राइट। Option A says it is good for India's tribal people to develop their own culture. Yes, that's exactly what the author is saying. Everyone is unique. The tribes are unique. They should have their own unique culture. They should not change themselves for everyone. Tribal customs should not be allowed to change in any respect. Any respect does not mean any, means all. Any means rural, pastoral, color. किसी भी रेस्पेक्ट में उनको चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Any here means किसी भी रेस्पेक्ट में चेंज करने की नीड नहीं है उनको, बिकॉज वो यूनिक है और उनका यूनिकनेस ही डाइवर्सिटी लेके आता है हमारे कंट्री में, ठीक है। तो बी तो फॉलो करना चाहिए, राइट। बी तो, अरे भाई व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, तो बी तो फॉलो करना चाहिए। तो आंसर बी क्यों है इधर, कौन बताएगा मुझे। सी देखते हैं एक बार। फोर्सिंग ट्राइबल पीपल टू चेंज देयर कस्टम रिड्यूसेस डाइवर्सिटी, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। दिस कैन बी इन्फर्ड फ्रॉम द पैसेज. That is, if you force them, आप diversity reduce करते हो, last line कह रहा है, to do so, we will actually reduce diversity in India. तो C भी लिखा हुआ है, tribal culture is a part of the cultural richness of India, and that's exactly why we shouldn't change them. Why exactly B cannot be inferred? Why can B not be inferred? B says tribal customs should not be allowed to change in any respect. The line says that they should not be allowed to change in their rural aspects, their pastoral aspects, their colors, because they bring in diversity. So that's actually true as per the passage, right? Exactly. Or any here is an extreme word. It means tribal and their customs should go on in the same manner as they were going on, even, and they should not change in any manner, even if they amount for violation of human rights. There were some practices I'm sure you've heard of. Let me give you an example. There were many practices, some practices rather, that were carried out by some tribes that were abolished because they were against basic human rights of our country, right? So, for that matter of fact, किसी भी respect में change करना is wrong. You shouldn't change their aspect of rural life, pastoral life, color, so that they bring in diversity. But allowing them not to change in any respect makes it extreme. Exactly. Thus, this is something that cannot be inferred. That's exactly what the question asked. B is going to be the correct answer here. Let's go to question number 2, everybody. Here we go. That's allowed actually for them, Namra. I know who you're referring to, the Sentinelese, right? They're allowed to do that. We're being stopped. Correct. The correct answer is an A. Absolutely. Some people might think how poverty and unemployment go hand in hand. The line says that it must therefore aim continuously at the eradication of poverty and its companion unemployment. That means when I say unemployment is a companion of poverty, they go hand in hand. They are together. If one is impacted, the other as well will be impacted in some manner or the other. So they go hand in hand here. Also, it must develop into only political democracy is not enough. We also need economic democracy. That is right to employment and right to equality of income for everyone. Okay, so we need economic democracy along with political democracy. So political democracy should develop into economic one. That is the need of the hour according to the paragraph. This also can be inferred. Democracies should aim at eliminating poverty. Yes, that's exactly what economic democracy as per the passage means. Poverty is restricting, it's limiting. We have to eliminate that. Along with it, we also need to work on unemployment because they go hand in hand. So poverty should be eliminated. B says that. But A says democracy has ceased to be a liberating force. Too generic an option. One generic options are always incorrect with any other kind of question that they see, right? Everyone has a unanimous answer. So A. I'll just quickly move to the next question then. But before that, if you still haven't registered yourself for any of our programs, we have a 3-day free trial going on our app. You can avail this offer by registering yourself with your phone number and then access everything that our students from our batches have, mock tests, classes, everything. Make sure you register yourself at the earliest. Passage 3. Left thoda bada. Yes, yes. Very easy. Is that so, Pranjali? That's pretty interesting. I'll have to read about that. Yes, absolutely. The correct answer is going to be a C. You know, the line that says, I need funding because I need a gram of radium to continue my research, but I cannot buy it. And radium is too dear for me, right? That means she needed radium, but she did not have the uh, resources. She had a dearth of it. She needed money. And on the and icing on the cake says that uh, these scientific knowledge that scientists have, they share it widely. They don't keep secrets. They share it for the betterment of humanity. In such a case, if they seek funding, is it actually wrong for them to do that? It actually is not. Okay. So C says the Curies, despite the potential for financial gain, they could if they kept it a secret, but they chose to not to profit from the discoveries, embodying a commitment to the open knowledge sharing. The last line says that the very core of scientific knowledge production is a rule that researchers do not keep a secret, they share it. अभी केस अलग है ना? Now we actually make money out of COVID vaccination. Old story, yet true. Achha, let's see. The QDs were constrained in the research due to financial limitations, hindering the contribution. Uh-oh. Wait, the QDs were constrained in their research due to financial limitations, hindering the nuclear science. Just a minute. Does it say that? No. Yes, it does. Oh, yeah, that's an error. Actually, it is also true. This research and that of her husband, Pierre Curie, led to incredible advancement in nuclear science. No, the second half is incorrect. I'll tell you how. See, Subhashini, it says since they did not have enough funds, it hindered the contribution to nuclear science. On the contrary, it says that they actually led to incredible advances in nuclear science. So we don't know if the funding led to lesser development than they otherwise could have done. That is an extreme one. We cannot infer that. All right, incorrect. All right, so let's move to the next question. Passage number 4. Here you go. Question. Now it is getting interesting. Everyone says D? Pranjali A? अच्छा एक बात बताओ, are you not finding the passages familiar? It's getting interesting now. The correct answer is A. Reread the passage, everyone. The Roman poet said the following thought experiment. Okay, he said some people believe that universe has a boundary. In such a case, when you throw a spear at the boundary and the spear passes through, then there is no boundary. And if the spear bounces back, then there must be something beyond this boundary. In either of the way, there is no boundary because इसके आगे भी कुछ है अगर spear bounce back करता है. That means if our universe has no boundary, then the positing finite space, the idea that we live in a bounded space, a finite space, is actually a contradiction. The contradiction was explained by the example of the spear. That happens when you see what others are posting. D says, Euseria shows that finite space is inconceivable. Inconceivable का मतलब क्या होता है? What does inconceivable mean? You cannot find it. You cannot measure it. On the contrary, there is a contradiction. Contradiction in the thought experiment he did. You can't understand that. You can't measure it. Unimaginable, correct. But that is not what the author says. He says it's contradictory, and because of that, it's not that we can't imagine a finite space. It is contradictory in every sense. If you throw a spear, it comes back, it crosses. Either way, your theory is contradicted, that we live in a finite space. That exactly is what can be inferred from the passage. All right. So, I hope you're convinced why is D incorrect. It is not something that we can't comprehend. We can comprehend finite space, but it's contradictory. All right. Next question, everyone. Question number 5. We no more have it. Question solve कर लो. What's your answer? Yeah, the correct answer is A. Which of the following cannot be inferred? A. देखो, even if you don't remember what the passage said, you know it's an extreme word. है ना? So even if you don't understand the context of the passage, ये बहुत आसान है. They shouldn't stop using mathematical models. They should use it more realistically, because economists, they usually derive formulas that are more theoretical ones but not applicable in practical life. So they should be more realistic in developing their formulas. They shouldn't just stop using them. They should be They usually describe ideal conditions but not reality. That's true. Theoretical clarity should not come at the expense of accuracy. Correct. Models of human behavior should be true to the complex human nature. Yes, that means it should be more realistic. ठीक है? So A is something that's not true as per the passage. पढ़ना चाहिए था question आपको ध्यान से. Absolutely no sympathy. Question number 6. But uske pehle, why should you choose CLAT as a career? If you're somebody who's confused about that, we have a free workshop happening on 8th of October, 11 a.m. Abhimanyu sir is going to interact with you, supremely interactive session where he'll be talking about if CLAT is a suitable career option for you or you should take something else. Make sure you attend that live. It's a free workshop. The link is there under my video in the description box. That's it, 6. The question is which of the following is not an inference from the passage, cannot be implied by the passage. The correct answer is B. Some people actually might be confused with A. Okay. If I eliminate B, can I say A cannot be inferred from the passage? Answer this. Let's think B doesn't exist as an option. Then can A yet be inferred from the passage or cannot? Okay. A can be inferred from the passage. Let me show you how. It's absolutely a correct inference. India is the only country in the world where in the states that are governed by Communist Party, human rights are fully respected. If this is the only country in the world where communist parties allows human rights to be fully respected, that means there is at least one state or at least one country in the world that is run by a communist party that doesn't respect human rights fully. Am I right? Do you agree with me? Can I infer this that at least one state, at least one country exists that is run by a communist party that doesn't respect human rights fully? It can be an assumption. Yes, absolutely. All right. So let's move on to the next question. A can be inferred. It can actually be an indirect assumption. Yet assumptions को अगर आप एक implication की तरह देख सकते हो तो yes वो correct होगा. Next one. थोड़ा lengthy है, but last question of the class. Be careful. Have you? Oh. चलो आंसर बता दो. Yes, the correct answer is a C. Understand the question. Minus is equals to plus. We need to find out which of the following can be inferred from the passage. And in the entire passage, the author says that for an Indian to translate some Indian piece of writing to English is easier because we know the culture and we can find a complementary phrase in English. But an Englishman translating it to English, it's going to be difficult for him because he is probably not as aware of the culture as we Indians are. So he absolutely promotes that it's easier for Indians to translate than it is for an Englishman. The correct answer is the C. I thought you haven't done this question. Nonetheless, now that you've understood it, we have launched a test series, everyone. And you still have 60 days to go. Take as many tests as possible. If you wish to register yourself, the link is there under my video in the description box. Also, make sure you attend our All India Open Mock 2 analysis live tomorrow. That is 3 p.m. onwards. All of us are going to come live together and we'll be discussing your strategy. Okay? D explain कर दूं? D क्या बोल रहा है देखो एक बार. He says Westerners might be good at gaining reasonable fluency in new languages, but as understanding the culture reflected in literature is crucial, Indians remain. Okay, see, the reasoning is not that Indians are better at understanding culture. That is not the reasoning. Indians are, one, well versed with their own culture. Two, understanding and getting fluency in English is easier for them. So there are multiple reasons. This only addresses one of it. So I'll obviously have to choose one that encompasses more of the aspects. It does not mean that Indians are better at understanding any other culture better than Englishmen are. We already know our culture. We don't have to understand that. We're just not better than them. Okay. All right, guys. So on that note, I'm going to wind up the class. I shall see you tomorrow. My slot is the third one. So I shall see you roughly around 4:30 tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button and you follow us on all our social media handles. Also download our app on Google Play. Have a very, very good evening, everyone. God bless you. Work very hard.